Hi guys, it's Brookelynne and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I upload videos twice a week, so on Tuesdays and on Fridays. And if you're a return subscriber, thank you so much for your continued love and support of my channel. And I'm really hoping you're enjoying my content. So today's video is going to be a wee review, first impression on the new Primark Prep. I think it's like the Prep and Perfect Vitamin Enriched Moisturizing Primer base. It's basically a dupe of the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched face base. Same kind of packaging, slight bit smaller. I'm not entirely sure, I've never owned a Bobbi Brown version of it, but it just looks pretty much the same. I have tried it on once or something, and this camera angle did my head in, but I have tried it on once, so I have, and I do like it. But now I'm going to put it on, obviously, for this video because it's a review of it. So it comes with a wee tab there on the packaging when you open up the lid. It comes with a wee protecting tab, and the cream's like a wet kind of thick, basically like a moisturiser, so that's the texture of it. And I'm going to just dip my finger of nails on, so yeah. It's like that thick moisturising cream, and it just sprays nicely on your skin. It is like you're wearing or putting on moisturiser. So it feels really nice. I'd say dry skin people would love this. So they would, and yeah, it feels really nice. I'm gonna put a bit more on because my skin can be on the drier side, but it's more combination. Okay. That's one kind of face application of that primer. I am going to put my foundation on, but I'm going to go off camera to put it on. I'll just show you what one I'm using. So, I am going to apply my foundation with the Beige beauty sponge. I got it with the wee case. I think it's just a regular beauty sponge, and using the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. Now I have tan on, I just put it on there like an hour ago, so I might add a dab of my, what's it called again? That Maybelline Fenty Matte and Poreless one from a pale skin. I'll just add a dab of that in just to make sure it's really mixed around. I think I add a little bit more than a dab, but sure. And then a pump of the Huda Beauty. By the way, the shade of that is in Baklava, so yeah, just mixing them both together on the back of my hand, just like that. And I'm just gonna apply. Oh, I might as well flip and put it on camera, but I am gonna have to be quick because I have to leave the house soon. Or the caravan, because the caravan. Story of my life. But I know I haven't filmed a video in like maybe a month or something like that, over a month, because I've just been busy with the wedding and all. By the way, me and Connor got married, so I'll do a separate story time video on that before we leave honeymoon. We're on honeymoon, by the way, at the caravan, so not sure when it's going to go up, but when we're coming back I'll be away from honeymoon. But time of filming, I'm at honeymoon, and I've just been down here the whole week and enjoyed the weather. The weather's been absolutely beautiful, and it's just been a lovely time. We definitely needed it after all the stress of like getting the wedding sorted out and everything else. So it has been a welcome break. So just adding some. I love mixing two together. Obviously I do mix the vanilla shade of the Huda Beauty together with the Baklava in between tans and stuff, but because I just didn't want to bring the vanilla shade too, because the makeup bag isn't big enough for it. so I had to just use my wee Maybelline one. And Maybelline one's quite good too. It's a good foundation. Obviously it's a bit darker than my natural pale skin. I've had it before, but with dark hair I can get away with it, but I never really wear my skin like pale. I always have some sort of tan on. Obviously I think it looks better with darker hair if I have some tan on. Just making sure that gets blended in. I am going to do my concealer and my powder and all off camera and come back to you when that's all done. Okay, so my concealer, powder and a bit of bronzer has been applied to my face. That's what the foundation all looks like. And the primer, like with the makeup and all. Obviously my bronzer's a bit needs blended out, but sure, what can you do? But yeah, I think the primer does, like this face base moisturising does really help your skin feel nice and moisturised, and it helps your makeup go on really nicely. I do find if you have a little moisturiser on before you put this on, it can like lift some of your makeup, but it hasn't done too much like today. I'm not really like, I don't know, I think last time I did use it, even though it was a nice finish, I found it did lift some areas, but it could just be because I had loads of like moisturiser and my skincare on just not long after, like, or not long before putting on makeup, like 5 minutes. So I think the best tip is just leave your skincare sitting if you can and then put this on, because I think this is basically meant to be a skincare makeup duo. But yeah, so far it looks nice. I am going to come back once the rest of my makeup's done and just show you what it looks like. Okay, so it's been several hours since I last checked in about this Primark PS multivitamin enriched moisturizing primer. This one, obviously I tried it on camera hours ago. It is now 8:30. I think I left you at 2:30 around that time anyway. It's like 6 hours were. So obviously they just really got dull outside, so I had to put the brightness on this iPad up the full just to really get a good view. But I think the makeup looks good. The primer really does moisturise your skin. I think it's just basically a typical like primer meets moisturiser thing. Like, so it's like a hydrating primer but it's a moisturiser at the same time. So if you don't have particularly dry skin and you want a moisturising primer, I think you could skip the moisturiser and just use this as your moisturiser and your primer in the morning. Obviously at night use your moisturiser, but I think this is quite handy, especially for busy mornings where you're in a rush and you don't have time to do a million and one things. So yeah, the price of it says here it's £4.50, so it's a bargain, and this will last you ages because it's a good top, a good size. I'm not entirely sure how much you get in this. I'll have to really look. 45ml, so that's like a foundation and a half, like, well, primer and a half, like the standard 40ml, like what you get in the primer or foundation, and that's like you're getting that plus half of it, so it'll do you a good long time. And yeah, that's 1.5 fluid ounce, I think. So final thoughts on this, I would say it's for you if you have dry to very dry skin or even normal skin, but especially the drier skin type, and you prefer that hydrating primer. That's not necessarily a glowy primer, but a hydrating primer, like something that's gonna be rich and thick and just really hydrate your skin and prevent any dry patches or like soak into like any dry patches before you put your foundation on. It's for you because it will really help hydrate them and just really help keep your skin feeling not tight but nice and moisturised. And if you like a really good thick cream, like a primer that is like a moisturiser, it's for you. The people I would say to stay away from this primer is people who have oily skin. If you've got any type of oily skin, I would say it would make your makeup slip off. The reason why I know this is because I did put my skincare on just before the first time I used this, so about 5 minutes or 10 minutes before I used this, and my foundation was lifting in certain areas, like especially if you used a sponge or if a concealer, it was lifting a bit. So I would say if you've oily skin, you did use this. I don't think it will prolong your makeup as much because you need a mattifying primer or a long wear primer for oilier skin. So oily skin, stay away from this because it'll not do your makeup any favours. So one other for you is if you have mature skin and you find you have a good bit more lines and wrinkles than what you did before when you were younger, and you struggle to find a primer that helps hydrate and smooth your skin. This isn't particularly smoothing, but it will hydrate and it will help your makeup smell better, because it basically is like a thick moisturiser, so it would definitely be good for people who have mature skin, because it'll just be an easy moisturiser, primer, and just help your skin look nice. It does have a little bit of a glow to it, but it's not like a particularly glowy primer, but it does have a little bit of a sheen, so if you like that, just to kind of make more of a flattering primer for your skin, it's good for that. But obviously if you're looking for a glow enhancing primer, it's not going to be completely it. You need to use a glow enhancer over top of it if you want to get it, or you can just skip it and get a glow enhancing primer. Primark do different primers. I have ones for glow enhancing, have ones for like oily skin mattifying, have obviously hydrating ones. Normal primers, just their bog standard primer. They have pore smoothing primers, anything you can find at Primark. Now a con, well it was a con, well hopefully it's not going to be a con again. During lockdowns, like the previous lockdowns, you couldn't get a hold of this, and if you fall in love with this primer and God forbid going into another lockdown, which touch wood, we don't go into another lockdown, pray to God, but if you do fall in love with this primer and it's like your holy grail primer, and you can't get it for like months on end, it's a bit of a con. Or another one would be Primark tend to rotate the products. They don't keep products for very long, like they kind of make them for a certain season and they go out of stock. Well, some do stay, like their Estée Lauder double coverage foundation, like the double coverage, yes, double or Dupe. Basically, like that foundation's always there now because people have high demand for it. But for like just certain things like collections and all, they kind of come and go. Like for instance, last year, I got their Nude cream bronzer. I haven't used it very much since last year. Should use it more, but I prefer the Huda one. But I can't really seem to see it as much. Well, I have seen it in different stores. Like we kind of a few of them, but that's probably because of the lockdowns over the last year. Like they haven't had a chance to get them all gone. But in normal circumstances, collections do come and go, and I'm not sure this one will be a come and goer. It could be a permanent, but if you do really like it and it does go out of stock, you'll be disappointed, because it means if this is very similar to the Bobbi Brown one, you have to spend a fortune to get the primer you like. So if you do find you like it and it's your favourite primer, I would just say grab a few and buy a few, so it does you. But yeah, so is it worth the £4.50? I would say yes, it is. It's a really good primer, good affordable primer. I can't say whether it's similar to Bobbi Brown one or not because I haven't tried that one, but please let me know if it is similar. If you tried both, let me know in the comments down below if you find it similar. Say for instance, you've been using Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched face base for years and you bought this and picked it up and see if it's similar, and you find it was like the same thing or different, let me know in the comments. Now, I'm not really going to get the Bobbi Brown skin base because I don't really need any more primer, to be honest, and obviously if it was a good sale and it was a sample size or like a small size, I might consider getting it in the future, but I prefer glowy primers over like just a moisturizing primer, but obviously it's good for winter or for quick makeup looks. But yeah, so that's the thing. Then I picking this up for because it's £4.50, but I wouldn't spend like £30 on the primer. It's only going to moisturise my skin. But that's just me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope I didn't ramble on too much. And I'll see you again from the next one. Stay gorgeous. God bless. Bye.